Come join us on an epic spearfishing season opener for the 2024 season out in Ucluelet. Good morning, everybody. It's bright and early, waking up at the Sampson house, and we have a nice convoy of us heading out to Yuki this morning. I'm pretty pumped. We got the guys all already, so let's go. Right, so made it up to Yuki, the boat set up down there. Everyone's getting changed now, so getting pretty stoked. It's been 8 months since I've done any spearfishing, so getting jacked. I definitely want to get some rockfish because rockfish poke bowls are like one of the best things in my opinion, and when you can catch your own fish to make that kind of stuff, it's just perfect. So I'm excited to get out there, so let's go jump in the boat. It's been a while since I had the swellfish boat out. Trips like this though make this boat the perfect size. Taking this across the ferry with no trailer saves on so much money. This is a 13-foot boat with a 20-horse motor on it, and all of our diving gear packs into my SUV with this no problem. All right, let's go. On this trip, I was driven by Chris, Joseph, Cal, and Steph. As the summer season approaches us, we all realize that visibility may make things difficult. But thankfully, we had something to work with, and it was around 10 to 15 feet at times. Not ideal conditions, but hey, it could be a lot worse. On this trip, we had the focus of trying a few different spots that none of us had tried before. It's always a good idea to spread out the pressure on some of these more popular areas. The type of ground we were looking for are offshore pinnacles, and for those that don't know, this basically means an underwater mountain. Fish love structure, so we anchor up to the shallow parts on the top of the pinnacle and descend into the depths around it. This is also great for diving a group such as this, so each person can stick to the depths that is most comfortable for them. For myself, I generally stick to 10 to 50 meters. I find this is the best depth in our waters for a few reasons. After 15 meters, if you shoot a big fish and it wants to put up a fight, it can be a struggle to get to the surface. This is a relatively shallow depth, so it doesn't require a lot of rest between dives. And finally, when you start to go much deeper in the waters here, it gets pretty dark because the murky visibility above prevents the light from penetrating into the depths. And even with a light, it makes finding the fish much more difficult. I'm gonna have to brag a little bit here. Absolutely perfect shot, instantly dispatching this nice size Lingcod. Lingcod are one of the most prized fish to target while spearfishing off of our coast, and this one measured in at 86 centimeters or around 34 inches. Now it was time for me to bag a few rockfish. For the most part, I've started to only target black rockfish, as they are by far the most abundant. Recently, I heard someone state that they are the worst tasting of the rockfish, and from experience, I find this pretty hard to believe, and I bet if you were to do a blind taste test, that no one could tell the difference between a copper, china, or a black. After hitting my limit of rockfish, which was actually super easy with this massive school we seen, I spent a bit of time looking around for some lings, but I didn't have any luck finding another one. But I can't complain because that one was a beast.
Yeah, so we took a little break on the land here, and yeah, now we're gonna get Steph her limits, and then maybe an old bottle spot you're saying up here? Yeah. So, do all the stuff on the checklist. All right, let's put the motor in and get going.
So I was pretty content with the catches so far today, so I put my spear gun away and just grabbed my camera, and unfortunately, as soon as we anchored the boat, hopped in, I found a nice big ling. I went to the surface, told Chris and Steph, but Chris had the same idea as me and he was just filming. So we told Steph to come over, but by the time she got over, had the spear gun loaded to come down, fish was gone.
Just got off the boat, checking in a wetsuit.
Being able to get off the boat on the dock and check in at the front desk in full gear was pretty funny to me, but I guess this is somewhat normal here because the front desk girl didn't bat an eye. I had reached out to the Canadian Princess Lodge a couple months ago to book this trip for us, and they're pretty kind and gave us a bit of a deal. I'm actually pretty keen on dive trips with camping, but in the spring and fall, when the rain never ceases, it can be a struggle. How nice it is to finish a day in the water with a hot shower and a big bed cannot be understated. And for our needs, this place was absolutely perfect. So far, the day's been a big success. I got my big ling, got my limit on rockfish, and everyone else has got a few fish, so it's pretty awesome. And we can park the boats right at this hotel. The Canadian Princess, you can't see it there, but Canadian Princess Marina here. So it's absolutely perfect. Don't even have to unpack the boat for tomorrow. Yeah, so now we're just gonna have a couple bevies and yeah, enjoy the rest of the night. Get up early in the morning, head back out there. Steph's got to get her fish. Her and Joseph didn't have the best luck. They were a little ways off the pinnacle. So try a couple more spots tomorrow and let's see how she goes. Before we settled in for the night, we thought we'd reset the crab traps and see if we can get some big ones in the morning.
Oh yeah!
Oh, monster!
We got dungey at least.
Yeah, they're just.
Or is that a base one? Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, look at that wood, bro. Yeah, they got a thing on that, bud.
That's some good bait right there.
Oh yeah!
Look at that thing. Oh yeah. All right, waking up. Got the wetsuits all drying. Looks like it's gonna be a gorgeous day. I think one of the best things with the hotel right on the side of the water here is throw the suits on in the shower, and then we just gotta walk right down the ramp here to the boat and start our day. So hopefully today is as successful as I had yesterday. I had the big ling at 86 centimeters and my 3 rockfish. A couple of the other guys got skunked, but yeah, it was actually pretty good. I think overall we got about 10 fish, and yeah, it's a pretty good start to this weekend. So today, let's do it up good again, and yeah, we'll check the crab traps too. We picked one up, Red Rock, and I think they got one yesterday, but the crab trap's been soaking overnight, so hopefully there's some big dungeys in there too. Look at this, the hotel even provides us with some nice conditioner to get our wetsuits on. Just warming it up, popping right in now. All right, so just got some gas for day 2. And the best thing about the spot is our boats are good to go. Don't need to do anything, maybe tidy up from yesterday a little bit, but no setup required. Throw the gas in and let's go.
Tiny little red rock fell out. Oh!
See the head one.
Oh no, you got the cheeks. All red rocks. You got the cheeks.
Well, that's the most productive one right there. Put the whole Lingcod head in there.
Are you really? Oh yeah. One? That's a good one.
On day 2, we tried another spot we hadn't been to before, and finding the top of this pinnacle took a while. It was about 7 meters or so deep, but on my boat, I don't have a depth sounder, so I just rely on navionics. But it means when my boat's going really slow, it's really hard to tell exactly the position you're in. So trying to find the top of this pinnacle, which was only about 50 feet in diameter, was really difficult because I kept dropping the anchor just off the side in way too deep of water. So it actually probably took us 15 minutes of trial and error to hit the top of the pinnacle. I wish we had it on camera, but it was just too funny at the time. But this was a sick spot for sure. I was even able to secure a second Lingcod, but in comparison to the guy from yesterday, this one was pretty small. So the day so far has been going pretty well. Everyone's got their fish loaded in my bag there. But this lure that I found yesterday, it's going on my ice rod. I'm gonna have a little snack of jerky here. I'm gonna get a big, huge ling or a cab right off the edge of the boat with this huge lure with my tiny rod.
Where you guys are diving, dude?
He's coming our way, too.
That's insane. Get some footage.
Yeah.
Killer whale, yeah.
No, it was a big gray.
Was it a gray?
Yeah.
Dude.
Right there.
Woo!
That's so cool, man. Oh, they're already in. So.
Oh,
Come on.
this is so cool.
Yeah, check this out. Yeah, right over there.
So it's pretty sick. We just seen a gray whale pop up like maybe 100 yards behind us. We're anchored, the boat's anchored right here.
You saw it pop up?
Apparently it popped up far in the distance over there. Just again. But we're right on pinnacles, so it would have went around us. Somewhere over there. Alright, I think we're gonna hit up a beach. Maybe have a bit of a lunch break. And then yeah, keep on diving. So about a year ago, Joseph and I went to this cave. And it was super cool, so I thought I'd show the other guys because none of them have ever been here before. So, pretty cool spot. And look at that view. This would be a pretty sweet spot to camp for the night. I definitely see people come here before. Lots of footprints walking around. It's not super hidden, but it's pretty cool. If you're interested in watching this cave video, I'll put a link in the description down below from us messing around last year. But it was time to get back to diving and get my rockfish. It was pretty funny here. I lined up the shot. I thought my camera wasn't recording. I pressed stop and turned the camera back on, and luckily the fish was still there. The crew had to split up, so Steph and me kept diving a little bit more. The rest of the guys had to go home, unfortunately, and couldn't enjoy the rest of the day. But we found some other spots to dive and had a blast. Put the spear away again, and just focus on some filming, and look at all these little fish. And this is probably the friendliest cabezon I have ever seen. He just stuck around, I came up, switched my camera around to a macro lens, and came back down, and he was still there. We were guessing he probably had an egg mass hiding around somewhere, so he's being a bit protective of it. So morning of day 3, and it looks rough out there. It is pouring rain, and we decided to drive to the lighthouse before we take the boat out, because I don't know if it's going to be worth it right now, but let's take a look down here right now. It looks pretty rough. So this is like one of those days where like, yeah, we can do it. Do we want to? Is it safe? Is it worth it? That looks horrendous out there. Well, for now, guys, until next time, thanks for watching. But we might dive into Nanaimo. Not sure. If this weather keeps up, I'm gonna keep my wetsuit in the car. Alright guys, take care.